All right, what is up, guys? We are here in beautiful Belgrade, Serbia, as mentioned last time when we were in Dubai for roughly 2 weeks on the Mentee retreats. And the purpose of this channel and everything moving forward is no fluff, no BS, no straight to the point, to provide as much value as I can to you guys with wherever you're at in the agency, whether you have 0 clients or you have 10 clients. There's always something to learn from everyone. And I know in the beginning of my company, it was nearly impossible trying to piece together everything. And I was learning from many of the people in this space, but it was difficult trying to piece everything together. And so I hope this sales process will help you guys. And this is not mine. This is Aaron Brewer's 10-step framework. But what is mine is adding my own personality and authenticity to it. In marketing, different is better than better. So take this, memorize it, and make it your own. Have fun with it. Most importantly, if you're having fun, you're going to learn at a much greater speed than if you hate what you're doing. So let's get into Aaron Brewer's 10-step framework. Intro, build rapport. This should be in between 30 to 45 seconds. Nothing more than that. Don't ask about the weather. Don't say anything stupid. Ask how they're genuinely doing. Maybe crack a joke, but just that you're a real human being, right? Because these people have been on these calls many, many, many times before, and they just want someone real, raw and real to talk with. And you don't want to sound salesy. You don't want to be fake. Just be you. You can only wear a mask for so long. So intro, build rapport. Keep it 30 to 45 seconds. Framing the call, this is basically you laying out how this call is going to go, and you need to add the conditional tense of if you can even help them. So typically I'll say something along the lines of, yeah, so for the first step of this call, we just kind of want to see where you're at, what you've done, and where you want to go to see if we can help guys and if you could be a good fit for the program. And if we think so, the second half, I'll run you through the entire program, A to Z, client results, testimonials, value we provide, and the logistics, and we can go from there. But does that sound cool? So frame the call and take control of how it's going to go, because this is serious and they will respect you more for outlining it, right? Establish authority, and you can also do this through framing the call and saying this is what's going to happen. You know, I'm a professional at what I do. I've done this thousands of times, and this is how I do things. I'm not going to change it for you. So the discovery is broken down into 4 parts. The first is how, which is basically, why are we on this call right now? Why are we on this call right now? What problems are you facing? How much are you doing work-wise? How many crews do you got? Revenue-wise, profit, what does that look like for you? And basically, how is just establishing the bottom line is, why are we on the call, right? They're on this call for a reason. They need help. They're not getting the work that they're supposed to be getting. Why? Why is that? And so the problem, a lot of times you're going to hear, yeah, we're not getting enough leads. But that's not the problem. The problem is, why aren't you getting enough leads? Is it you? Is it you as a person not wanting to grow, not wanting to make change? Is it a serious concern in the company where you guys can't handle more work? What is the problem? A lot of times, everything that people say, for the most part, it's kind of surface level, right? And our job through questioning, through the discovery phase, is to get deeper and find the root cause of everything. Because when you find the root cause of everything, then you'll know how you can help. So discovery is the most important part, because this is also where the sale is made. This should be anywhere between 20 to 35, 40 minutes. And let people talk, guys. Don't interrupt people when they're talking, unless, they go on life tangents and whatnot. But for the most part, you're going to be amazed at what people tell you if you just shut up and just let people talk, right? You don't make the sale while pitching and saying how great you are. You make the sale by just listening, by just shutting up and listening. And this is their time to really explain everything that's going on in the company. And it's called discovery because it's meant for us to have the prospect discover the truth about their situation and that they need help, right? I mean, it's literally called the discovery for a reason. And a lot of people, especially in the contracting space, these people tend to be arrogant and they have massive egos, and that's fine. That's fine. If they realize that the situation they're in isn't good, then we can actually help them. But sometimes you deal with those people who just really don't want to, make changes, because I think I told you guys during the first video, right? Our brains are meant to protect us. Changing, anytime change happens, it's scary. So besides that, help. And then the second part is bridges. Bridges is everything they've done in the past and why they aren't doing it no more, right? So if they've done something in the past, figure out every single thing that they've done in the past, whether it be Angie's, another market company, SEO, whatever it is. Ask and find out every single thing that they've done in the past and why aren't they doing it anymore. Right? There are reasons why people stop working with companies, and we have to find those out. And the second part of the bridges is if they are doing something right now, no, why not just double down on it, right? And we want to change the paradigm too from us selling them to them selling themselves to us, because it's really important that we lean back and ask these questions, because they have to lean in and be like, why don't you just double down on what you're doing right now? Like we need to see if it's even a good fit for them. And so through this question, they're going to be able to sell themselves a bit. And so let's see. And again, the point of bridges is basically to say every single thing that you've done in the past and every single thing that you're currently doing isn't suffice for your company and what you're capable of making. And that we are the only solution to your problem. That's powerful, right? So you really want to emphasize that every single thing that they've done in the past hasn't worked and what they are doing isn't enough. Now we want to get into heaven, dream state. Where do you want to be in 3 months? Where do you want to be in 6 months? How much money do you want to be making? Right? Get them talking about the dream state of where they want to be. See what the goals are, and not just work wise, but in life. Ask them what the extra money or what the extra 5 jobs a month would do for them. And it's not about the money; it's about what the money can do. Whether they want to automate the business and eventually sell it, or spend more time with family, take more vacation time, work on other business endeavors that they have in mind. You're going to be amazed at what people tell you, and get them to talk about this. That's extremely important. Fuel is the last part, and this is why now, right? Guys, a lot of people have been stuck in the same rut. Companies have been stuck in the same rut, in the same capacity of workload, and then nothing changed. But why do they want to make a change now? Like, why now? And so you really have to ask them this question, and this also prevents the "I need to think about it" objection. And it's so true. It's so true, because, like, if you're on a call with someone and they've been in the same situation for the last 6 months or maybe even several years and nothing's changed, why do they want to make that change now? Why? It's an incredible question, and it's extremely powerful. Sometimes people don't even want to make the change themselves, and they won't even answer this question. But you have to ask this question, because any logical person would tell you that my situation is not where I want to be, and I've been doing this I've been doing so and so for the last few months to a few years, and nothing's worked, right? So this is why it's important for me now. Okay, label. Again, as mentioned earlier, people must felt understood and heard. So when you label, you want to say something along the lines of, so you're at X, you want to get to Y so that you can dream state, but done you've done bridges, everything they've done in the past, and it hasn't worked, and you're looking for a system to get you there. And always ask anything else. Always ask anything else. Pre-pitch, ask permission and show exclusivity, and label them with the characteristics of someone who is capable of making this decision. So that when you do make the sell, it's not about the service you provide, but about the identity of who they are as a person and whether or not they're going to make this decision based on the labels that you gave them. For example, so when you pre-pitch, you want to say something along the lines of, so the reason why we have such a successful return on investment with the people that we work with is because they're hard workers. They get straight to the point. They don't want to waste their times, and they tackle their problems head on. You strike me as someone who has those exact same characteristic traits, and for that exact reason, I definitely believe we could help you. So you want to label these people, label them with the character traits of a successful person. Because later on, when you do receive some objections, which is fair, and getting objections is good, You want to say, oh, well, you said you were this type of person, and this type of person would make this type of decision in this moment. And so it's not about the service that you're providing, but about the identity of the person. And that's power. That's straight powerful, guys. And ask permission to walk through the program. And again, guys, the purpose of this video is just show you this, the 10-step framework. Every single one of these 10 steps could be broken down into 2-3 hour legit individual sessions, and that's how important they are. Maybe not the first two, but yeah, they're all extremely important. So let's see where we at now. Pitch. So pitch. Everyone does it. I mean, you could do the pitch however you want, but the basic outline for the pitch is this: problem, pain, desired result, dream outcome. What I do in my end is I show two of my current clients. I basically have a story for each of them, and I just run them through the entire framework. I share my screen. I show them the ads that we're running, and I show them pictures of my clients as well to make it a little bit more personal and familiar with them. And I meet with one of my clients regularly in person, and so I tell them that. And I basically just share my screen. I label them with the exact problem that they had, the exact pain that they're having. When I'm connecting my current client to what his situation was before working with me to this person, the prospect's exact situation. And so it's familiar. It's exactly the same. And basically just putting more evidence into that what we do is true and it works and the system's proven. I talk about the story of two of my current clients. I label their pain. I label their problem. I talk about their pain. I talk about the solution that I brought them. I talk about their desired results and how we got them there through the program, and then the dream outcome. And again, I share my screen. I walk them through it. I crack a joke. I'll typically start off the pitch by saying, yeah, so my current client, I cold called 2 months ago, similar to you or whatever cold outbound method you're doing. But I cold called my current client right now, and he said, Mark, you sound like a good kid. I get these calls thousands of times a day, but what the hell do you want? You have 30 seconds. Make the joke, make them laugh, make them smile. Just have fun with it. Again, just make this into a conversation. Don't shove your product down their throat. Just show them evidence of how good it is. And I guess you don't want to care too much and be over excessive about this too. Like, just be calm and professional, because you are calm and professional and confident in exactly what we do, right? So that's typically how I do the pitch. The pitch should last anywhere between 5 to 10 minutes, nothing more than that. And again, it's just walking them through the entire program, through this framework right here with some of your current clients, and make this into a conversation. Have fun with it. Don't be overly trying to sell your services or anything of that sort. Just make it casual. Be like, yeah, does that make sense? Do you have any questions? What do you think about this? Could you see yourself doing this? Walk them through the entire program as if they're also going to move forward with you. No conditional tense, no if, no would. We're going to use definitive words in the future tense and basically instilling those into the mind of the person for when they have to come make the decision. So, temp check. Temp check is 1 through 10. Where do you stand on moving forward? 1 being, I don't want to work with you even if this was for free. I want to hop off this call right now. 10 being, let's do it. I'm all in. And then work them up the ladder. If they say 7, why not 8? If they say 6, why not a 7? If they say anything lower than a 7 or maybe an 8, then you have some serious work to do when it comes to the objections and what they actually are thinking. And so when it comes down to the objections, most of the time you might receive some smoke. Most of the time, what they say, don't believe at first, right? Because we actually want to discover the root cause of every single objection that they have. And so when it comes to objection handling, it comes down to either trust, fear, urgency. Fear, you might be a scammer. Trust, they don't believe in you as a person or the product. And so several ways of definitely doing the objection handling. And again, this isn't an objection handling video, but if it comes down to trust in the program, just literally send over your client's phone number and website and have them call on the call. I've done that several times, and it works just like a gem. I mean, there's nothing more powerful than having someone else sell your services. That's incredible. And so fear, again, they might think you're a scammer. Walking through the benefits, because I've had this several times where people thought I was legit a scammer and didn't want to work with me. And I was like, dude, after talking to me for 75 minutes, what does your gut say? Do you actually think I'm a scammer after talking to me for 75 minutes? And even if I was, let's say, okay, you're right. You got me. You're right. I am a scammer. But let's just do something right here. Let's outweigh the cost and the benefit. So you're right. I am a scammer. And the worst case scenario is I take some of your money, you file a fraud claim with your bank, and you get that money back a month or two later, and there's just a little bit of a headache. The best case scenario is you invest in me and I invest in you, and we get the ball rolling on this program and we grow your company so that you could achieve the dream state that you have always wanted to achieve. I mean, you tell me what do you think the benefit is of moving forward versus the cost, right? I mean, you can walk them through that and always isolate though, because isolate and confirm the objection. And again, it's great that they have objections because you are still just a stranger that they met literally an hour ago if it's the first time you're talking to them. Now for the investment, stay calm, cool, confident. And again, you could do this either through a pitch deck or just saying it out loud, but just remain calm, cool, and confident because you've done this hundreds of times. Because it's true, you have done this hundreds of times. And then close, collect payment, walk them through the contracts, add them to a group chat, schedule onboarding. You guys want to provide as much value as you can up first because buyer's remorse is a real thing, and people might question, after giving you thousands of dollars, the decision that they made. So you want to hit them with the maximum value that you can give them, and that's exactly going through all of this: schedule onboarding, working through contract, and group chat. But yeah, guys, when someone pays you, you have to basically increase the value as much as you can right away to get rid of buyer's remorse in its entirety. And so this is the 10-step framework. Again, this is not mine. This is Aaron Brewer's, and I just wanted to run you guys through this. I hope it helps. Everything can be broken down into a video of its own, but I hope I gave you guys some good value here. All right, but besides that, guys, that's pretty much it. Thanks, guys. I hope this helps, and I will see you in the next video.